All right. Hello, 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 everybody. What's up? It is 2024. It is our first live stream of the year. Welcome. I am Jan, and this is my live stream. We live stream every Friday. And we didn't live stream last week, even though technically last week was the first Friday of the year. But, oh well, we do things our own way. So good to see everybody. We're just going to take a couple minutes, wait for everybody to get in. I know the notification doesn't go out right away, and it just takes a moment for people to collect and gather themselves and gather their drinks and snacks and things like that. So until then, let us chat. How was your holidays? How was your weekend? How was your end of the year? How is the beginning of your year going so far? Is it everything you dreamed and hoped for? Or does it still suck? I don't know. Let me know. Turn up the mic volume here a little bit. Let's see. I see Laura is the first one in here. Hello, Laura. Cassie, good to see you, my friend. Tyler, Lucifer, Roxy, Nano. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but hello. And Michelle, thank you so much for becoming a monad. I need to change that to something else. I don't know. New year, new membership identity. We got to figure that out. Whatever you want to be. What do you want to be? Brent, hello, says ready, Jan. 2024, steady as she goes. Crystal Mason, good to see you. Vibrational says, can we watch the J. Christ video? I wish we could. I wish we could actually watch through the whole music video, but unfortunately with those things we can't. But we're gonna skim through the visuals and talk about the lyrics and then just some controversy surrounding that. But yeah, I'm so excited to see all of you again. I feel like it's been forever, even though it's only been 2 weeks. Renaissance Fairy, good to see you. And Becca, too. Disco balls. Yeah, let's put some disco balls in the chat just to celebrate being back here for the new year. New year, new us. I guess. I don't know. Nice disco foliage going on. Why is my chat not catching up? It's so weird. I can see it catching up on the screen here, but I can't on my end. It's really slow. Oh, there we go. I think it's catching up now. So did you all have a good holiday? Did you have a good New Year? How was your New Year? My New Year was pretty great. Just hung out and ate snacks, and I tried to watch the New York City ball drop thing, and just for some reason it seemed so, I don't know, boring this year, minimalistic. And even when the ball dropped, it was it wasn't even really exciting or anything. It's just, there it is. You're like, yay, yay, with your little streamers. Meh. Just that's how I feel that just perfectly sums how 2024 started. Just, it wasn't a bad way or anything. I'm just I was, I'm still excited for the new year, but it was just kind of silly. I'm this used to be a big thing, and I feel it's nothing now. Crystal Mason says, glad the holidays are over. Look, I really just don't like the end of the year. I think that's why New Year's is my favorite, because it's you're over the end of the New Year's. You're at the end of the New Year, so you get to start a new year. So it's yay, it's a brand new fresh start. Even though I personally I used to be really into the whole new year, new me thing, and now I'm just whatever, it's a continuation. I just like the moment to take and Ponder upon the past chapters and think about writing new. Well, hello, Elise. And Susan. Hello, hello, hello. We're just taking a minute and waiting for people to get in now. I think we shall be getting started here in just a moment. Until then, I don't know why I have this accent just now. I don't even know what the fuck this is. See, Renaissance Fairy says, I'm snowed in, not sure how many inches, but at least 1 inch per hour. Dear God, see, I am so glad I live somewhere where it doesn't snow. I'll tell you what, I fucking hate snow. I grew up in Salt Lake City. I've had enough of snow. I'm not going back. Like, fuck snow. Like, I just cannot even imagine living with snow. Like, I could not function. I despise snow that much. I like to observe it from indoors for like a day or two. Like, oh, a snow day. But like, then I'm over it. It should be like 2 days of snow and then like the rest summer. Renaissance Fairy says, I hate heat. I mean, obviously, there's heat enough to where it's miserable, you know, but for the most part, I do like it hot. I like it hot and sunny and summery. I'm a summer something. A summer gentleman. I was trying to think of something like witty. I don't know where I was going with that. Susan said, I just heard from Philip. He made it home but got stuck a few times. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, that's one thing. I do not have a car to drive in winter at all. Like, I wouldn't even be able to drive. I could barely drive in rain. I fishtailed like a motherfucker. It's scary. I have to, like, weight the back down. Yes, I have live chat. Thank you so much. I actually was thinking of you just now, Cassidy, like, before I went live. I'm like, I better get my shit in gear, or I'm gonna hear it. Better get my shit in gear or I'm gonna hear it. So we have some weird topics today. They're not really necessarily like current. I mean, and I guess they're kind of current because we really haven't live streamed. Because I think we even before our end of the year live stream, I think we even took a week off before that. So we've kind of been like alternating every other week and streaming for a little bit here. And there's just been so many like juicy topics that I haven't covered or really gotten to that's happened in that time. So I'm just like, today I was just like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm like, let me just pick like a few things that really stick out in my brain for no really any particular reason other than I just want to like cover them. Susan says it's Laura here. As far as I know, she was the first one to comment. But that might have been like forever ago. That could have been like an hour ago. So our topics are a little bit of an odd medley. Just like a few things that caught my eye. I do know the thing with Lil Nas X is really current. So that's kind of like new current juicy news. In fact, I just saw the new music video Lil Nas X released like this morning while I was on the toilet, literally. Just like, oh, look. Watch that there on the John. The best place to get your entertainment, I tell you. So that's interesting. And as per usual, Lil Nas X kind of touches on some interesting sort of challenging religious themes. And of course, there's backlash. And he actually has some like particular backlash by Kai Cenat. And I don't know if you remember me covering Kai Cenat when that big like riot happened in New York City, I think it was. That was actually my most popular live stream. It's so silly. So I'm like, why not mention that name again? Okay, let's ride that, baby. It's my gravy train. Other than that, let's see. We got Trump updates. Trump is kind of a filler at this point, I think. It's just there's always something going on, so it's a little bit of a filler. We have Jodi Hildebrandt pleading guilty, and I think we already did cover Ruby pleading guilty to 4 counts of child abuse, but we have Jodi Hildebrandt pleading guilty to that too, and this is going to get really interesting. I'm wondering what their A game is. So that's going to be an interesting topic to think. And now in my science section, let's see. Because Trump is like politics. I think the whole Jeffrey Epstein list might kind of be politically related. I don't know. Not really. Like very loosely. No. I don't know. Even I can't like make up my mind. We got our entertainment with Lil Nas X, and then I figured our sort of like science-y like area will be like just going over the Japan earthquake that happened on January 1st. Like, damn, way to bring in a new year with a major earthquake. Luckily, that earthquake in Japan isn't as nearly as devastating as like the other one was. I think in 2013, was it? 2013? I don't remember. Like the really big one. But this one, or was it 2011? I have lost my marbles. Anyways, but this one was, it was pretty bad. So earthquakes, they terrify me. They also fascinate me at the same time. So I'm like, it's obviously a devastating thing, but I'm always fascinated with like the fact that the earth can do that. It can just shimmy on, shake you out of here, and yeet you off. And why am I getting a text for my medications? Oh, that's great. I'm glad I know that my prescription is ready. Thank you, Mr. Phone. I would turn off the notifications on my phone, but I'm afraid, like, if I do and something happens like to the stream and I don't know like if anything's wrong, like nobody can reach me, so I get a little distracted with the notifications, like is my mic muted? What happened? Where was I? Oh yeah, Japanese earthquake. Really interesting stuff. I live in in California. We're prone to earthquakes here too, so when they like even slightly happen, I'm not terrified, I'm just like, is this gonna be something big? I'm always just really wary about that. And the idea of like an earthquake and a tsunami, just that combination, just like one right after the other, terrifies the ever-living shit out of me. I always like imagine like, because I live really close to the coastline. I mean, it's like literally a 10-minute walk away. I'm like down at the beach. So I'm like, what if a tsunami happened here? Because the area I live in, I'm like kind of like up on a hill, but it's like still, I'm like, is this hill going to be tall enough for a wave to come over? And how big of a wave are we talking about? That's what I call like recreational catastrophic thinking. Not really, I don't really advise it for a lot of people. It can stress you out for no reason, but sometimes I like to sit on the couch and wonder if a tsunami would hit and like if I would like drown or something, or if I'm going to be standing on the roof. Standing on the roof with Loppy on my head. Loppy. My unicorn on my head. Let's see. Loppy. Okay, we do got Loppy. I promised we would bring Loppy back. Loppy the unicorn here. Don't ask. It's just, I have it and people love him. So we have Loppy the unicorn here. I am bringing Lumps back. Just so you know, I got some really exciting things coming up with the Lumps. So they will be making a big comeback one day, Loppy. But yeah, like to, recreationally think about a tsunami happening and me sitting on my roof with Loppy on my head, waiting for a helicopter to rescue us. I know, it's so funny. Long story short, like, years ago, I saw this unicorn in the store, and it just... I'm not really into stuffed animals or anything, so that's why it was really peculiar to me. I'm like, I have to take this home. And mainly in my head, I was like, I have to save this from the sticky... like children's sticky hands and just like being, I don't know, abused, I guess. So I'm like, I have to take you home so you can have a good life. And now it's like a little mascot, I guess. So Loppy. Loppy's coming back. Okay. I promise I'm a sane adult. I don't actually have conversations with Loppy. So yeah, shall we Shall we get started, my friends? What shall we do first? I think we should knock Jodi Hildebrandt out of the way first. Brent Brent says this is really amusing. I'm not making fun of you. I just think this is like really cool. Brent's like, I like spiders and earthquakes and lightning and drinking hot water out of the thermos. I like long walks down dark alleys. I don't know. Don't ask me today. Where are we going? Oh yeah, viewing content. So, some time ago, before the end of the year, we had first Ruby Frankie pleading guilty. And if you don't know who these people are, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to catch up later because this is kind of like part of our streaming lore at this point. I think we've been covering Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Frankie like for so long now. Like it is our sort of character lore. Now that I read what Brent said, like I have the Sound of Music's song stuck in my head. Spiders and earthquakes and lightning and water. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad. No, I don't secretly love Sound of Music. Anyways, moving on. Ruby Frankie case. Business partner Jodi Hildebrandt pleads guilty to child abuse charges. Oh, isn't that interesting? You know, when Ruby Frankie pled guilty to her charges, I kind of saw that coming because ultimately they are taking the route where they are blaming pretty much Jodi for everything. They're throwing her under the bus. I expected that. I'm like, that is pretty much Ruby's best deal, right? That is her best out. And in some ways, it's fair because Jodi Hildebrandt hasn't just ruined Ruby Frankie's life with her husband and her children. She has ruined other families in the same fashion, in the same pattern of somehow separating the husbands from the wives and then teaching the wives to abuse their children, I guess, or literally beat the devil out of their children, which is like Jodi's whole philosophy in life is like children need saving if they have the devil in them, then it literally needs to be beaten out and they need to be put into pain and suffering in order for the demons to leave. Which is fucking psycho, by the way. Literally beat the devil out of the children. Dear God. I have so many comments I would like to say that are just like, you know, I should just keep them to myself because they're probably not YouTuber friendly. But I just don't like Jodi Hildebrandt. And, you know, as much as it's good that Ruby Frankie takes, you know, she recognizes that Jodi was a bad influence, and I believe her in that aspect. However, what bothers me today is that Ruby Frankie was already under questioning for her parenting techniques, for the way she was parenting her kids. She was already under a magnifying glass for potential abuse in her children in that sense. So I think it's just with Ruby Frankie and Jodi Hildebrandt, I think it was just like a spark in a powder keg. You know what I mean? Like it was almost like the perfect storm, if you will, that just happened to meet. You know, it's just you have like the cold air and the hot air and the spinning and then tornado, and that was them. The tornado of fuckery. But now we're to the point where we're talking about Jodi Hildebrandt. And now Jodi Hildebrandt is pleading guilty. And this is where I'm like, the foundation of this philosophy has started with you, lady. Like, and she has victimized or abused other children in this fashion that she tried to teach Ruby to do to her children. As you know, we've gotten really deep into Jessie Hildebrandt, Jodi's niece, who suffered a lot of her tyranny and just agony and like all this horrible stuff that she did to her. Similar stuff that she's been doing to Ruby Frankie's children. Also, some details of what they've been doing to their kids, to Ruby Frankie's kids, is so bad. We're talking like, if you don't want to hear this, plug your ears for like a minute, but like, we're talking they made the kids run barefoot on a dirt road. The little girl was pushed into the cactuses, into a pile of cactuses a bunch of times. The boy was, they smothered him, laid on him, tried to like close, hold his mouth shut, keep him from breathing, like little things like that. That aren't little things. Just like these really horrendous things where I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? It's so upsetting. I'm like losing my train of thought. But anyways, Jodi Hildebrandt pleading guilty to these. I mean, it's good that Jodi is pleading guilty to these things. But at the same time, I'm kind of like angered about it, because if she's able to admit, like legally, that she recognized was what she did was abuse, and she's in a situation where she's pleading to it as a guilt, as in like, this is not good. Like, if she recognizes now that it was not a good thing to do, why was she justifying it back then? Because to me, and this is just speculation and all this stuff, I think she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. It wasn't like a case of like, oh no, oh, I didn't realize that was a bad thing to do. I thought I was just saving people. Like, no, she knew what she was doing. So that's why I'm just like, not like, I'm happy like she's pleading guilty to some things, but then at the same time I'm like, you're also admitting that you're very well conscious of what the fuck you do with your life. Literally, your whole life, your whole philosophy is beating the devil out of children and convincing husbands that they're porno addicts, and then scaring the wives and being like, your husband's a porno addict, you have to get him out of the house immediately. And another personal thing of mine, another personal opinion of mine, is that Jodi Hildebrandt is a lesbian. Straight up, I think she separates the husbands and gets in with the wives for a reason. It's a little interesting. That's a personal opinion, though. Personal opinion. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. It's a little interesting how she's very anti-man. Susan says, yeah, she knew it was wrong, but she did it anyways. See, that's what pisses me off. It's like, anyways, we haven't even gotten into the article, and I'm like fuming. I think she's very much into power. There's just something about her where she has to have power over somebody, and not just like in a minimalistic way. Like, she needs power over like the thoughts of the person. Like, she needs to control every aspect of it. Anyways, shall we actually get into the fucking... Oh, I did not set up the P screen today. And I even saved... I have a couple of cool images from Lauren. She made me some, the P screen photos. I forgot to load those up. Oh, can I do that real quick? Oh, I don't want to take up time. Maybe in a minute. But I need, like, if anybody wants to send me P-screen photos, please do. You can do it through Discord. Now, I'm actually, side note, bookmarking this. Side note, I am going to be looking into making our Discord server, a portion of it public, so that people can, like, publicly go there and just like interact and stuff. But then there's still going to be some of the Discord server that is absolutely 100% for members only. But contacting me through there is the best thing, and that's the only way I would like for people to contact me going to 2024, and that's just to keep things organized. Because I don't want to be spread out over like Instagram, Facebook, this thing, that, and blah, 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 and comments. Just like if I can get people to talk to me like in one place and I can make like a public streamline to that, you know, like that would be so much better. That way I can get people's like P-screen submissions. I can get their like article, you know, suggestions, the video suggestions, things like that, or criticisms. I don't give a shit. They can go on there and say I suck. I don't care. But you know, it's like I need a hub for people to interact with dealings with this channel. So, anyways, so let's see. Ruby Frankie case. Business partner Jodi Hildebrand pleads guilty to child abuse charges. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I just realized this is... This is kind of cut off there. There we go. I always feel like there's too much space when I make it small like this. I guess I'll just have to, I don't know, jazz things up a little bit more. So, we have former therapist Jodi Hildebrand pleaded guilty to 4 accounts of aggravated child abuse. And this is just 4 out of 6. And this is the same 4 out of 6 that Ruby Frankie pleaded to as well. So what happened to the other 2? I don't know. I'll take what I can take, though. We'll just say that. So anyways. Wednesday, nearly 4 months after the police said they found 2 of Ruby Frankie's malnourished children at Hildebrandt's home. And this is where this all started. It was like months ago last year when Ruby Frankie's son literally escaped the house and went to the neighbor and knocked on the neighbor's door and was like, please help me. I'm being tied up and starved. That's where this all started. It's really unfortunate. I wish this just wasn't happening, but at the same time, it was kind of a relief in a weird way, and not in a way where it's like the child's being abused, but it's like, it was confirmation. It's like we all suspected this, so it was good that it's been coming out, and it's been coming out to light. Shine a light on it, tear it up. Nanu says, I am still figuring out this Discord server and some part of Patreon. Me too. Oh my god. My Patreon is so neglected, it should be a crime, frankly. Arrest me. Anyways. Hildebrandt ran an online self-improvement program with Frankie, who previously posted parenting videos on her popular YouTube channel before their August arrests. Wow, it was back in August? Dang. The women were each initially charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse after police discovered Frankie's 12-year-old son and 10-year-old daughter at Hildebrandt's home. The children have remained in Washington County custody ever since. What was this released? Oh, December 28th? It's a little old. It's a few days old. We'll take it. Hildebrandt pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse, and 2 of the original counts were dropped as part of her plea agreement. 5th District Judge John Walton said during Wednesday's hearing, the agreement also required that Hildebrandt does not contest a prison sentence and detailed specific abuse Jen, get yourself together. Perpetuated by her, including that she physically forced or coerced Frankie's daughter to jump into a cactus multiple times. Who thinks that way? See, this is why she should be in prison for life, frankly. I mean, the fact that she thinks this about another person, like, hey, I should just keep telling this person and force this person to jump into a cactus for any reason, for anybody, child or not, That's fucking psycho. Like, what are you, Hannibal Lecter? Like, you gonna start eating people too? Like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Wednesday's plea agreement contained the same details, including in Frankie's agreement from earlier this month, and stated that Hildebrandt inflicted and allowed another adult to inflict serious physical injuries upon the children. The agreement detailed the physical torture of Frankie's son through repeated physical labor and stated both children were denied food and water and suffered severe emotional harm. Well, no shit. Oh my fuck. Hildebrandt's sentencing hearing is scheduled for February 20th. Okay, folks. February 20th cannot come fast enough. That's where things are going to get really interesting. That's when the sentencing is going to happen. So I don't think the judge is deciding the sentencing right now. I think it's like a... can't remember what it's called. What it's like a prosecuting team or party or something like that. It's not the jury, it's something else. But man, my hair is a mess. It looks like a bird's nest. Let's see. Hildebrandt's sentencing hearing is scheduled for February 20th after the completion of a pre-sentencing investigation. Walton said each of the 4 abuse accounts carries a potential prison sentence of 1 to 15 years. The filing states, and penalties for the 4 accounts will run consecutively. In a statement after the hearing, Hildebrandt's attorney Douglas Terry told reporters outside St. George Courthouse that his clients chose to plead guilty so Frankie's 2 children would not have to testify, and that she made the decision to plead guilty before Frankie did. So her attorney says she takes responsibility. It's her main concern at this point that these children can heal both physically and emotionally. See, this is what pisses me off. The fuck are you suddenly concerned about their physical and emotional well-being now? Why are you suddenly pretending that you give a shit? And you know what? Honestly, this almost seems like a fucking power move in itself, I feel like, because it's like, well, I've granted you this beautiful gift of I want you to just physically and emotionally heal. I think that's pretty much exactly what Jessie Hildebrand, we're going to watch some of what she said. I think she pretty much exactly said that. But, like, that's immediately, like, what I think of. This is, like, more of a power move. Like, I'm just concerned about the children. It's like, no, you aren't. You were never concerned. You were never and never shall be concerned. You're just saying that to, like, make yourself look different. And what does that mean? Like, if I was, like, one of those children, I'd be like, I don't know how I would feel. I would not sit well with that. It's like, really? You beat the shit out of me and suddenly you're concerned about my well-being? Fuck you. I really do not like Jodi Hildebrandt. Like, I will not hold my tongue on that situation. No, sir. Anyways, a receptionist told the Salt Lake Tribune on Wednesday that Terry would not give any further comment on the case. Frankie pleaded guilty earlier this month to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. Her plea agreement also dismissed 2 of the original charges filed against her. Frankie's plea agreement required that she testify against Hildebrandt, and in exchange, the Washington County Attorney's Office would remain neutral for future hearings before the Utah Board of Pardons and Parole. Oh, I think that's what they're gonna... I don't know. I'm confused about these things. Don't listen to me. I don't know jack shit. Anyways... Frankie's sentencing is also set for February 20th. All right, so February 20th, we're going to hear the sentencing of these 2 ladies. I'm going to make some predictions. I think both of them are definitely going to get some years. I think Ruby's going to get less than Jodi. I'm not sure if either ladies are going to get the max. I don't think they will. That would be nice, but I don't think they will. But I think Ruby will get less than Jodi. And then Jodi, from there on, might start getting into cases involving other people that she's devastated their lives with, and I think there'll be some more charges in other cases for her in that sense. So that's my prediction. That's my prediction. We're setting that in stone. Bookmark that. All right. A receptionist told the Salt Lake City Tribune on Wednesday that Terry would not give. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Anyways, in a statement ahead of Frankie's plea, attorneys representing Frankie argued Hildebrandt took advantage of Frankie and systematically isolated her from her family, which resulted in Frankie being subjected to a distorted sense of morality shaped by Miss Hildebrandt's influence. See, I believe that. However, Ruby already had massive tendencies to lean the directions that Jodi had. That's why they got along so well, okay? Jodi got into her head for a reason, because her head was already primed for entering at that point. Like, she was already on that path. She just didn't quite have it together like Jodi did. Jodi with her therapy skills, quote unquote. Who is Jodi Hildebrandt? A massive bitch. Under her August 30th arrest, Hildebrandt ran an online self-improvement program called Connections with Frankie out of Ivans. The program aimed to help treat those lost and stranded in the darkness of distortion. That already sounds like shit. According to its website, through its curriculum of workbooks, DVDs, and podcasts, it is unclear to how the two met. Online, obviously. No, I believe that, I think it was, Speak, Jan. Ruby Frankie sought therapy for her children or something, like family therapy, and just happened to get Jodi. I don't know. I've heard that from somewhere, but now I'm concerned it's just a rumor. Whatever. Anyways, it is unclear how the two met, but Hildebrandt had been a licensed clinical mental health counselor since 2003. She first acquired her associate clinical mental health counselor license in May of that year and became licensed blah 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 in 2005. Anyways. In 2010, a teen living with Hildebrandt reported to authorities that Hildebrandt had been forcing them to sleep outside, had not enrolled them in school, and acted like the teen was evil. The teen said their parents had sent them to live with Hildebrandt because Hildebrandt was the teen's aunt and a licensed therapist, and because the parents had been having problems with the teen, Hildebrandt... Anyways, I thought that was a continuation of the sentence. No. So the parents were having a problem with, and this is Jessie Hildebrandt. They were having problems with Jessie. They literally left her with her aunt. But, with all these allegations, I guess Jodi wasn't charged. I think things might open up about that again. We'll see. Hildebrandt voluntarily surrendered her counseling license in the light of the felony child abuse charges filed against her. No shit. The move essentially limited her ability to practice in any way until her child abuse case is adjudicated and a disciplinary investigation is conducted. The surrender was not considered a disciplinary action, and Hildebrandt was not able to consult with an attorney before doing so. So a stipulation and order regarding to the surrender states, blah, 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 stuff about her license. And then her involvement with, this is why I'm always invested in this case, is because, she's a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Went to the Brigham Young University, totally Mormon, but she took Mormonism to her own area. However, I gotta say, Mormonism doesn't have a clean slate, okay? You don't have to take much from Mormonism to turn it really dark. In fact, it's already been there, okay? They got some dark shit going on behind them doors. Yes, those Mormons do. So, let's see. Where's my damn headphones? gotta fix my sound. Hold on. So many things.
We call now in session the Honorable Jan Daemon presiding. You may be seated.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to District Court. We are here this morning in the matter of State of Utah versus Jodi Hildebrandt, case 231501763. Mr. Clark and Mr. Shum are here representing the state of Utah, and Mr. Terry is here with Ms. Hildebrandt. We are scheduled for a waiver of preliminary hearing. Mr. Terry, it appears you have just handed the court a signed plea agreement.
That is correct, Your Honor. With respect to the waiver, Ms. Hildebrandt, we have had discussions. She fully understands the purpose of a preliminary hearing, what the burden of proof would be, and that she has the right to a preliminary hearing, but in conjunction with the entry of her plea today, we waive the preliminary hearing.
And in fact, there is a provision in the written plea agreement that operates as a waiver of the preliminary hearing. All right. Ms. Hildebrandt, I've been handed a written document, a plea agreement with your signature on it. Did you sign that document?
Yes.
And you did that to represent to the court that you have read the document carefully, that you understand what
Gotta say, she looks good in them clothes.
you've read.
I like that look on her.
The terms that are set forth in that written document.
Yes, sir.
You've had sufficient time to ask Mr. Terry any questions that you have about the agreement or its potential effect.
Yes.
Is anyone pressuring you to enter into this agreement, or is anyone promising you anything that I haven't been told about or that is not in the written document?
No.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs today?
No.
Is there anything
Yes.
today that could interfere in any way with your ability to understand the agreement or its potential consequences?
No.
No physical condition, mental health, or emotional condition, nothing that could interfere with your present ability to evaluate the agreement and decide if it's what you're prepared to do today?
No.
You don't need more time, you're ready to go.
Yes.
Any further record, counsel?
Your Honor, the agreement contains a factual basis. There are a few details in the factual basis that we are not in full agreement with. However, this is a guilty plea. It is not an Alford plea. The factual basis sets forth facts that we agree with, that Ms. Hildebrandt agrees with, that are sufficient for the court to accept her plea with respect to the 4 counts to which she is pleading guilty. And so we ask the court to accept her plea agreement.
And apart from what is in the written factual base in the plea agreement, you have, I'm assuming, reviewed voluminous discovery. You don't dispute whether there is an actual or an adequate factual basis.
We do not.
All right, then. Anything else before the court receives Ms. Hildebrandt's pleas?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing for the state, Your Honor.
Then, Ms. Hildebrandt, how do you plead to count 1, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
And to count 3, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
To count 5, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
And to count 6, also aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
The court finds that there is a sufficient factual basis. The court, in addition, finds that Ms. Hildebrandt's pleas are made knowingly and voluntarily. The court, therefore, accepts and enters those pleas, dismisses the remaining 2 counts.
Why? Why dismiss the other 2 accounts? Like, there's so many... I guess I just don't understand plea agreements, I think is what's going on here. But it's just like... nail them for everything. I mean, it's just so fucking obvious to me. Well, hey, Saber Witch, welcome.
So part of the plea agreement appears to be that Ms. Hildebrandt will not contest a prison sentence.
Correct.
Is that right?
That is correct. But we are.
So that no, I don't think either of them are contesting any sort of a prison sentence. So they're literally, so pretty much what that means is they're like, we're not going to haggle with you about the prison sentence. So they're going to take whatever they give them. This is not going to go to trial, and which in a way is good because it's going to avoid the children themselves having to sit on stand and talk about what was done to them. I mean, that's gotta be, sometimes that shit's just like almost more traumatizing to the victims than the actual abuse they went through when they actually have to go forth and rehash everything out. So in a way, it's kind of better for them to just admit guilty and just receive the sentence.
We are asking for a PSI.
All right, then the court orders the preparation of a pre-sentence investigation report and set sentencing at 10:30 a.m. on February 20th. Anything else for today, counsel?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
All right, thank
All right, so there we have it. Now we're gonna listen to. I've seen this before, but like I think it's really good.
Back to when you...
So we're gonna listen to Jesse Hildebrandt. You know, that teenager that they talked about that reported Jodi, and you know that didn't really go anywhere. So this is her niece, Jesse Hildebrandt, and they're giving their sort of thoughts about the situation with Jodi Hildebrandt pleading guilty. And I have to pee. Hold on. I know I need to fix the pee screen. It's top priority. All right, we're back. Hey, MC Heavyset, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. You come back to the peace grade. Yeah, I have, you can submit, give submissions for the peace grade, because I'm going to make a compilation with like music and stuff of different people's Jan is peeing screen art. So yeah, Cassidy, if you want to make one with Butterfingers, like, that'd be cool. I know Lauren made a couple of that I need to put in, so we already got like something to start with. You can do all caps. I only get after people who do all caps literally every fucking message. Like, you know, like doing it once in a while is like fine. Do it, even do it a couple times in a row. I don't care. But it's like when people are like, I have this amazing thing that I need you to listen to immediately. It's like, dude, we're trying to like pay attention to the live stream and you're yelling at us. Like that's the only time where I'm just like, stop it. What are we looking at now? A finely dressed gentleman. So we are listening to We just watched Jodi Hildebrandt plead guilty to 4 counts of child abuse. Now we're watching her niece, Jessie Hildebrandt, who was also a victim of her, sort of react and respond to this situation. And again, this is like deep lore. When we're talking about Ruby Frankie and Jodi Hildebrandt, this is like deep live stream lore. Like, unless you've been with us for a year, like, you're gonna have to do some homework.
When you heard that she indeed pled guilty to these charges and what you were feeling?
Yeah, it was, well, even before that, when Ruby when she pled guilty, it kind of started this cascading experience of emotions that I wasn't really expecting to feel. I kind of assumed it would all be just a very positive, like, excitement. But there was a lot of anger that came up. There was a lot of anger towards maybe even envy that that it was finally taken seriously, not at the cost of, you know, also excitement and joy for the children that were harmed. But there were a lot of just like conflicting emotions happening all at the same time. There was anger when I heard her attorney's statement to the press.
Yeah, MC Heavyset says, I want to draw some art too and put unicorns. Yeah, see, Loppy's making a comeback. The Loppy Lumps are making a comeback. I actually have some really exciting things about the Loppy Lumps coming soon, so stay tuned. Envy, hi Mark. But yeah, let's backtrack it just a tiny bit.
Cost of, you know, also excitement and joy for the children that were harmed. But there were a lot of just like conflicting emotions happening all at the same time.
This is Jessie Hildebrandt, the niece of Jodi Hildebrandt. Jodi Hildebrandt, who we just watched plead guilty to 4 counts of child abuse. So this is Jessie's reaction to that. Jessie, who was like the victim of Jodi, but she never, when she came out with the abuse, there was never any follow-up on it. So I think she's trying to describe, you know, some envy and like something was actually taken seriously there, you know, and it wasn't with her, but she's not trying to say it in a way where it's like, you know, those kids didn't deserve that. I think she's just trying to be open and honest with like how she feels about the situation.
There was anger when I heard her attorney's statement to the press. It was just so enraging and so patronizing. What he said about her taking accountability and her just wanting those kids to focus on healing was just absolute garbage. It was such,
yeah,
no, without swearing, it was complete manipulation and just so.
Yeah, to sit there and be like, oh, I just want the children to heal. Think about the children. It's like, bitch, you weren't thinking about the children. That's why we're here. We're here because you didn't give a shit about their well-being. In fact, you wanted to destroy it and with every ounce of you that you could. Now suddenly you give a shit about the kids? Fuck you, lady. Fuck you.
So patronizing. And I think it was a completely just a tactic to save face and potentially, I don't know, with the parole board that's being formed for her, to try to just manipulate her way out of as much responsibility as possible. It was really darkly ironic.
Hey, Joanna.
When I lived with her when I was
Hi,
16, something that she would consistently accuse me of is sitting in church in the pews and making myself look sad to manipulate people into feeling sorry for me. And so she would have me, people would go to the bishop because they were worried about me for very good reasons. And the bishop told Jodi,
if those people were worried enough at the time to go to the bishop, why didn't they go to the fucking police? And this is one thing that, yes, because I grew up Mormon, I feel like I'm allowed to say it with this amount of sharpness. Mormons will fucking sweep everything under the rug and they'll just handle it with their bishop when they should go to the authorities. And it drives me fucking insane. They have like no backbone with that. Oh, let's just go to the bishop. Like, What's the bishop gonna do? What's Bob the plumber, who's a bishop, going to do? Who has no degree in counseling and in therapy or in anything? Like, why would you go to your bishop for child abuse cases? Why wouldn't you go to the fucking police? Sorry, I get a little riled up when it comes to, like, Mormons, frankly.
They were, and I would have to go to their homes and apologize to them for manipulating them into feeling sorry for me. And she would coach me what to say. We would sit outside their front, outside of their house, and she would tell me exactly what I was going to say. She would sit in with me when I would talk to them, and she would like course correct if I like didn't stick to the script. There was an immense amount of fear that somehow she was going to manipulate her way out of it, that she was going to somehow get out of being held accountable.
Right.
So seeing that she was not going to, there was like a kind of a slow relaxation on my part. There was also some frustration or anger towards the idea that I think they had a lot more on her. Just the fact that Ruby was given a plea deal to testify against Jodi signified to me that they had a lot more evidence against Jodi that were outside of just these accusations. So there was some anger, or I'm not even sure what emotion I was feeling about that, but like, I would never want those kids to have to go through more.
By the way, if you have not liked the live stream, please like the live stream. Your likes help me out a great deal. Please, 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 please do it right now. I'm going to wait for you. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for you to like the live stream, okay? We're waiting. We're waiting for you. Likey. Likey, likey. Likey, likey. I see you in the chat. I see you're not liking it. We're gonna sit and do ASMR until everybody likes the live stream, okay? You can listen to me breathe. Okay, we're good. Thank you. I appreciate it, by the way. I have to be, like, it's so funny with the likes. Like, unless you're silly or make a silly thing about it, like, people just, like, they're just, like, whatever. So if you just, like, ham up and be like, really like the video, like, then people do, so. Oh.
For trial or testifying. And there's that part of me that's like, what else did they have? What else could they have pegged her for? Or like, is 4 counts really, like, to me, that seems really like she got away with a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what bugs me. It's like, okay, you plead to 4 counts, we'll drop 2. Like, really, like, with all the evidence against, and especially Jodi. And it's not just like her involvement with Ruby Frankie's family. It's her involvement in other families. That she literally destroyed other families in the same, with using the same methods. Like, where are those people? Like, I'm pretty sure, at least I hope, that this is not it. I hope there's other cases with Jodi, and I hope there's other charges. I really do. I think she should be slammed to the wall with every fucking person she hurt. There should be a name for what I just did. I don't know. Ominous AMSR. AMSR. AMSR? Yeah. AMSR, yes, ominous.
Even though 4 counts with maximum sentencing is still 60 years, which for her will probably be life, it just is like, how many other things would she have been tried for had they gone through the trial?
What would you think this looks like months from now? Have you thought about that?
Spank whisper.
Yeah, I did talk to the DA on the case, Eric Clark, and he said that in all likelihood she will receive maximum sentencing. I
hope so.
All I spoke to him was with Jodi, and that's obviously we don't know for sure, but Jodi did agree to receiving maximum sentencing.
Spank the like.
I think 60 years.
Spank the like. Spank. Spank it like that. Spank. Spank. All right. I don't know what we're doing here. This is creepy.
Is very soft. Even if she receives maximum sentencing, the fact that aggravated child abuse is only a 2nd-degree felony is horrifying to me. And I really hope that the state of Utah, the legislation, that is changed moving forward, that it will be bumped up to first-degree felony. Because someone like Jodi, where this is a pattern, that's the other part of like her lawyers coming out and saying that this is like, that she's taking accountability and she just hopes
Hi,
that
Melinda.
these kids that you just focus on healing is
Hi, Angela.
such a lie. Someone doesn't go from abusing and torturing children for 15 years to suddenly realizing how wrong they are and shifting into just hoping that these children heal. That's a joke.
See, this is where I totally agree with her. It's just so baffling to me that Jodi's like, no, we shouldn't go to trial because, I just don't want the children to have to suffer testifying and stuff. And I'm thinking about think of the children. Like, and here's the thing though, it might spare the kids suffering, but however, I'm curious to know what other charges, as Jesse said, what other charges would she have faced if it would have went through a full trial? Because I bet you there would be a lot more charges. This is tough. This is a tough situation. Either way, I hope she goes away for a really long fucking time. And I doubt she has any remorse for what she does. She's just playing a part. I really do think she's just playing a part. Like, I was just trying to save them. I was just trying to beat the demons out of them. Literally. Like, okay, lady. Okay.
That is absolutely a joke. And so 60 years to me is nothing compared to what she actually deserves.
Did you read some of the description behind the counts by chance?
I heard some. It was it's very triggering. I went on News Nation to give a statement, and they had read some of the various the specifics, and it was really, really disturbing and difficult to listen to. Some things close to mine, and some things that were not. But the similarities and the outcome of experience,
like sad.
I believed so strongly that I deserved everything that she had put me through, and that it was my fault this was happening, and that I should be grateful for her, that she was saving me. So the emotional coercion and brainwashing that has occurred, there's no way to really quantify the detrimental effects of that.
For people that have watched this unfold over the last few months and don't have the personal connection to it like you do, what do you want them to take away from all of this about society, about what needs to be reported, all of those things?
It's really tough because it's...
All right, I think that's enough of that. That's pretty much... I think you should definitely go finish watching the rest of this if you're interested. But, yeah, tough stuff. I really don't like Jodi, or I definitely don't like Jodi Hildebrandt. I fucking hate her. I think she's a fucking monster. I don't like Ruby Franke. I think she looks fucking weird. I really don't care. If, don't shame looks. Like, I really don't care. She looks fucked. Both these people should never, ever, ever, ever be allowed in the presence of a child without supervision ever again. Ever again. I could see Ruby Franke getting, visitation rights and things like that, and fuck, maybe the kids will be interested in doing that, You never know. We can't decide what the kids are thinking or feeling. They might want nothing to do with her ever again. They might want to try and work something out. I don't know. But I could see Jodi Hildebrandt, or not Jodi, Ruby Franke having maybe supervised visitation with the kids. Jodi, on the other hand, doesn't actually have kids. So what children does she need visitation rights to? None. So she shouldn't be allowed around kids. Definitely shouldn't be allowed to practice again. That's definitely not going to happen. If she receives a maximum sentence, I mean, what's she going to do? Start a cult in prison? Well, she's going to have other cults to compete with if that's the case. Good luck. it's sad to me, as a Neogenian, when I think like kids are just, you know, the children are our future. I know that sounds really cliche and silly in some cases, but it's like, how are we going to have healthy zetas, you know, experiencing life, growing and learning and actualizing, like if they're put in situations where they can't grow, that they're abused, that they're just totally run down in the mud. I mean, this is absolutely the opposite of self-actualization. This is just depriving a child the right to actualization, growing, learning, and exploring in a healthy way is just, to me, is just like one of the greatest sins ever. So I hold to heart a Neogenian future where children are taken very seriously, they're nurtured, they're educated, they actually have a chance in life because they're the next generation that we have to take care of the world and to take care of us. So I think it's definitely our business investing in healthy development of children. Let's see. Shadow Dragon says, this is why I'm pursuing a career in child psychology. This shit makes me fucking sick and I want to save all of the kids. That's a very commendable pursuit, I think. I think that's a really good idea. We need more of that. We need Neogenian child psychologists. We need Neogenian psychologists in general that are, you know, really good at helping people through their inner star actualization in a way that actually, I don't know, encompasses the idea that we are zetas, that we are eternal, that this life isn't the only life, but this life is very important and we need to utilize the best out of it. We need to get the best out of it that we can. It's important, so... Well, I think it's pretty appropriate to put Jeffrey Epstein with Jodi Hildebrandt because, you know, they both like to fucking control people, so only one controls with her mind, her thoughts, and her psychology, and the other one controls with money. Isn't that nice? So we have recently the full list of names that are involved with Jeffrey Epstein, and the thing is like people are immediately concluding that everybody on the list is somebody that's been to his like island of fun, quote unquote fun. I guess it's not actually fun. It's an island of horrors, really. But really, this is just like people he's involved with. But it's like it's kind of like a gamble, like who was involved in the dirty stuff and who wasn't. Not everybody was, but I bet you a lot. So I find this really interesting. And it's big news, you know. It's like, it's really big. Coming out now. When did this article release? 2 days ago. Perfect. That's just a video version. Go away. Go away. Close this stupid thing. Close. There we go. Hey, Michelle. It says, are there any life coaches in the community? No. Not officially. All right, so Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton are among the more than 100 people named in newly published legal documents linked to the P-word Jeffrey Epstein. YouTube doesn't like it when you say shit too much. The disclosure of the first batch of court files include the names of victims, friends, and associates of the sex offender and Ghislaine Maxwell, although many others will have no direct link to Epstein. Interesting. The millionaire financier who socialized with royalty and celebrities was accused of running a large network of underage girls for sex. While awaiting trial, he killed himself in his cell in 2019. He did not kill himself. Okay, let's be real. He was offed. He knew too much. He knew too much. The legal documents relate to a defamation lawsuit brought against Maxwell in 2015 and were published under a judge's order on Wednesday. I think it was just last Wednesday or a couple Wednesdays ago, I think. I don't know. A second tranche of documents released on Thursday evening did not shed much new light on the case and included many of the names previously made public. Further documents unsealed on Friday are currently being reviewed by The Independent. Being named in these documents does not indicate any wrongdoing relation to Epstein or anyone else. The list includes many of Epstein's accusers and alleged victims, as well as people with only tangential, I don't know, to connections to Epstein who were pulled into the lawsuit against Maxwell. So Prince Andrew appears prominently with the documents mentioning a previously reported accusation that he groped Joanna Schuberg, which he denies. Former U.S. Presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump are also named, with neither accused of wrongdoing. So judge, court staff, and legal representatives are not included either. Here is our list. Ghislaine at the top, all right. Prince Andrew, okay. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, all right. Hillary Clinton, Pizzagate. No, we're not getting into that. David Copperfield. Okay, damn. John Conley, Ellen Dershowitz. Let's see, Leonardo DiCaprio. Al Gore. I mean, look, I get that they stated like several times and they're trying to drill it into our heads that not everybody on this list is like suspicious of wrongdoings, but it doesn't look good, right? Like, do you really want to be on this list in any capacity whatsoever? Like, do you really want this? Al Gore, Richard Branson, of course. What's he doing lately? Is he even doing anything lately? Did he die? Is he still alive? What's going on there? I don't know. Like, he used to be big. Now he's not. Okay. He's 73. All right. Is he doing much? No, just boring shit. Scandals. All right. No, not much. Huh? He ain't doing shit. Stephen Hawking. I've been seeing a lot of memes and jokes about that. Ed Barak. Michael Jackson. Of course. Marvin Minsky. Let's see. Oh, Kevin Spacey. All right. George Lucas. Okay. Jean-Luc Brunel. I have no idea who that is. Kate Blanchett. All right. Naomi Campbell, Heidi Klum. This is the weirdest people. Bruce Willis, Bianca Jagger, Cameron Diaz. I'm just kind of skimming the names. Noam Chomsky. Yeah, really? Ah, jeez, Christ. I don't know why this is funny. I'm like, it's because even though they tell us, like, I keep picturing in my head these people like doing like terrible things. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah. I don't know a lot of these people. Okay, we got some victims here. I don't know a lot of these people. That's probably why they put the more known at the top. Yeah, I don't know any of these people. Alfredo Rodriguez, Epstein's former household manager, jailed in 2012 for hiding and trying to sell Epstein's black book. Ooh. People who treated Virginia Giuffre, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that. So I don't know what they're doing with that. Like, what are they doing with that? They're just like, here's the list. Now what, is everybody on that list going to be investigated? That's going to be really weird. Noam Chomsky? Oh yeah, he's on the list. Stephen Hawking? Hell yeah, beep beep, motherfucker. I don't know if I want to read this. There's really not much for me to say on this. Just like, yep, here's the list. Yeah, it says right here, Epstein's other Colorado connections include Robert Hurst, a former board member at the Aspen Music Festival and a member of the executive committee of the Aspen Institute. Joe Pagano and the Aspen-based venture capitalist, while both men are listed on Epstein's Black Book, neither has been accused of any wrongdoing. Epstein was known to associate with many wealthy and powerful individuals through his philanthropy efforts. Others named in... Is that what we're calling them? Is that what we're calling this? Philanthropy efforts? Okay. All right. Others named in the initial documents include former President Bill Clinton, former President Donald Trump, Britain's Prince Andrew, Michael Jackson, David Copperfield, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Cameron Diaz. Let's just pick some names. It's imperative to note that the list does not imply that everyone accused of wrongdoing or illegal and immoral behavior. Sure. I'm just saying that. I'm kidding. I really don't know. And I'm sure like a lot of people just really have nothing to do with anything. They just happen to have like associated just like once. So I don't know where the investigation is going at this point though. It's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out. Who hasn't been to Epstein's Island? Let's start there. I don't know. I just think that's going to be like a lot of juicy content for the media to run with for a while. They're just going to kind of associate it with everyone everywhere and just sort of like peck at things. Peck at Bill Clinton, peck at, you know, David Copperfield, man. What the hell is he doing? And Trump, I mean, of course, like, Trump's involved. I mean, why wouldn't he be involved? I'm pretty sure he's done something nasty. I mean, just saying. Just saying. But that's because I'm biased. Speaking of Trump, God, there's so much shit going on. I think he's, like, not even on some ballots, like, anymore for the primary debate. I think, like, Nevada axed him or is looking into axing him. There's a couple of other states where he's not, like, let's see, what fucking states is he axed from? I don't know how to find this. Let's see. List of states wanting to kick Trump off the ballot. Donald Trump is wait, how old is this? December 21st? It's a little old. Donald Trump is facing challenges to his candidacy. Several states after Colorado's Supreme Court removed him from the... Okay, so he's removed from Colorado. I think so. Any other ones? I think Nevada did too. I think Oregon's looking into it. So Colorado, Arizona, California. Oh, a lot. Okay. Maine. Michigan. Interesting. Let's see. Trump campaign will appeal the court state's issue. Let's see. Trump has faced a challenge in crucial swing at state of Arizona filed by Republican presidential candidate John Castro. Blah, 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 blah. After careful consideration, the court finds that this case must be dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction because Castro lacks understanding bringing his claim. Oh, so did they or didn't they? Ah. Okay, so California is exploring to have them removed. So have they or haven't they? They really aren't being definitive. So pretty much a lot of states are just reviewing the case. Okay, he's on Michigan. Lawsuits have been filed in states Alaska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York. I think Nevada. Well, it's not looking too great. I mean, it's not exactly like anything to write home to mom about, but there's definitely some serious motion going on here. I swear I just read that Nevada removed him from the ballot. Oh, don't I already have a fucking thing up right here? Yes, hello. Trump won't be on Nevada's 2024. Okay. And neither will DeSantis, Ramaswamy, or Christie. Here's why. Wow. Straight up, none of them assholes. So former President Donald Trump will not be appearing on the primary ballot in Nevada on February 6th, but neither will Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, or Chris Christie. Chris Christie just dropped out of running for president. Their absence has not escaped the notice of voters in the Silver State, some of whom have begun to receive their sample ballots for the presidential primary. Why is my official primary mail-in ballot missing a certain Donald J. Trump? A user wrote on X. The reasons Nevadans will not be able to vote for Trump or several of the other Republican candidates in their state's primary is because they chose to participate in the state GOP-sanctioned caucus instead, which will take place 2 days later. Let's see, this has absolutely nothing to do with the 14th Amendment or disqualification of any candidate, said David Becker. Trump, like several other candidates, chose to stand with the state GOP and complete only the caucus where delegates will be chosen. Okay. Okay, so why are they having a primary and a caucus? Well, good night, Shadow Dragon. Thank you so much for coming. In 2021, the state legislature passed a bipartisan bill that ditched the traditional caucuses and embraced a state-run primary. The change was led by Nevada Democrats after there was chaos in reporting the results of the 2020 Democratic caucus, leading both Pete Buttigieg and Senator Bernie Sanders to request recounts. Caucuses are run by political parties, while primary elections are organized and paid for by states. The Nevada Republican Party, which sued the state in May, wrote in a statement that Nevada Democrats were attempting to force Republicans to change the way we choose our presidential nominee and allow out-of-state interests to interfere in the Nevada GOP nominating process. Okay, this is spicy. Now, Nevada Republicans will hold their own caucus on February 8th, where the winner will be awarded delegates to support them at the Republican National Convention in July. Interesting. So when is Nevada's 2024 primary election? The move by Nevada Republicans rendered the state primary, which will be held on February 6th, effectively useless for Republicans. Okay. So, still former Southern Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and candidates who already dropped out of 2024 race, such as former Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, will appear on the state's primary ballot. All right, that's weird. CBS News has reached out to Haley about her decision to be on the primary ballot and has not heard back. Only registered Republicans will be allowed to cast ballot in the primary for caucus for a candidate. The registered Republicans who wants to pick Trump, DeSantis, Ramaswamy, or Christie will have to do so at the caucus on February 8th. Wow, they're making them really work for it. I thought Chris Christie was kind of the least, I don't know, abrasive out of everyone. But yeah, he dropped. I kind of figured, though, he just doesn't have like the charisma that people want. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about this. I mean, I do, but I don't care about reading the rest of that. So, yeah, Trump is just... Hold on. There's so much that goes on with Trump, honestly. There's something that comes out every day. Let's see. This came out just today. Sign bearing Trump's name removed from Bronx golf course as a new management takes over. Oh, you lost your golf course. Wah, wah, wah. On the final day of a civil fraud trial that could strip Donald Trump of his ability to do business in the state he called home for most of his life, New York City officials were taking their own steps to sever ties with the former president by erasing his name from a Bronx golf course. Now that has got to hurt. Don't fuck with that man's golf. The hulking hillside Trump-link sign, visible for nearly a decade to motorists passing by over the Whitestone Bridge, was removed this week ahead of ribbon-cutting Thursday to unveil new name of Ferry Point Golf Course. The rebranding came months after Trump Organization offloaded the operations of the 18-hole public course to Bally's Corporation, a gaming and entertaining company hoping to build a casino in New York. Speaking of unveiling, Mr. Eric Adams described the lease takeover as a major upgrade for the Bronx. This day is about so much more than the changing of a sign, he said. Oh, I'm sure. Following the January 6th insurrection, then Mayor Bill de Blasio moved to scrap the contract with the Trump Organization, which had been managing the course since 2015, arguing that Trump's incitement of rioters had given the city legal authority to do so. A state judge rejected that argument. Okay. In September, the Trump Organization sold the operating rights to Bally for $60 million. The terms of the lease were first disclosed in November during the civil fraud trial, delving into ex-president's finances and family business dealings. Under questioning, the former president's son, Donald Trump Jr., said the family company had incurred a lot of cost managing the course. He said it wasn't sure if they turned a profit. The trial had come to a close Thursday, with a decision expected by the end of the month. The former president changed his legal residence from New York City to Palm Beach, Florida in 2009. Who gives a shit about that? Yeah, Mark, you're right about Chris Christie. Mark says Chris Christie, he's not really a saint, but, you know, he's smart, realistic, and aimed at a good direction. He at least tested out what being an anti-Trump Republican might look like this year. Yeah. He was very against Trump. He was definitely had conservative ideals and stuff, but they were a lot more realistic, I think. At least I like his stance on abortion, where he's like, if we're going to be pro-life, we have to be pro-life for the whole life. I thought that was pretty good. I'm like, well, there's a little hope with that. His other ideas and things wasn't so bad. Him wanting to get Trump out of the scene definitely was a good point. Alright, enough about this. On to more interesting things. More interesting things. So, let's see. What do I want to do? Do we want to do the earthquake or Lil Nas X right now? I think we'll do the earthquake. We'll end on Lil Nas X. So as you know, this January 1st, there was a major earthquake in Japan. Like I said before, not quite as devastating as the one previously. I think that was in 2013. Was it 2013? Or was it 2011? When was the other fucking Japan? Yeah, it was 2011. That was like the huge one that like got into Fukushima, and then there was that whole nuclear plant like fiasco. I know the let's see. I know the last one was like over here. Yeah, because there's Fukushima like right there. So it's like over here. But this one was like inland, like right here where the... But still kind of like in that same-ish area. I don't know. Japan just really is not that big. I mean... Yeah. There's so many people there, though. So this is known as the Noto Peninsula earthquake that we're looking at here. Stop it. See, Japanese earthquake on January 1st shifted coastline over 800 feet. Really? That's how far it shifted the coastline? You know how crazy that is? To have, like, that much difference in your coastline? Like, you're gonna have to, like, restructure everything right there. Like, Jesus, so the ground just... So, a 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck Japan. It's pretty bouncy. I think the other one was... much... What was the other one? 2011 Japan earthquake. What was the other one? Oh, like a 9.1. Well, that's a shaker. I thought I saw a cool video once on like what like earthquake like Yeah, I totally thought there was like a video that like showed you what earthquake magnitudes feel like. I can't find it. I swear it was like the coolest YouTube video that was like, here's what, you know, it starts from the bottom and then it gets all the way to the top. Etudes. Oh, I'm so sad I can't find that. Would this be something like it? Let's see. Let's try. Okay. So this is a 3. We're at a 3 here. Well, we're getting a little jiggly. Alright, so we just got a little jiggly. Now we're at 4. Alright, we got a little bookshelf action. Now we're at 4.5. Just a little, turn it up a little bit. Alright, we still got our shit on our shelves. We're good. We might be shitting ourselves a little. Now we're at a 5. Oh no. Oh, we got stuff falling down. Okay, so out of 5, maybe you're gonna get stuff that falls down. Also, why does this person have trees in their house? Does anybody notice that? Like, what the fuck are these trees doing? Like, literal trees in your house. Yes, I know it's a fake house. I'm still judging it. $5.5. Whoa. 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 Alright. Well, our bookshelf fell down. That's about the worst that's happened. Yes, this is where we all live together. Oh, geez, we lost a tree. We lost a tree. Those trees look hilarious. They're all springy and bouncy. We're gonna get the 6. Oh, here we go. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Oh, shit. I love how the television, if you look at the little television, it's also showing shit, like... Damn, somebody put some time into that. Somebody put some time. Feeling a little queasy, I know. It's getting a little bouncy around here. Shit, our trees. Oh god, our computer monitor is fucked. I can't wait to see the bigger woods. Yeah, I feel like this is where it's gonna start getting interesting. Oh, the chairs are dancing. Oh shit! Oh my god! Yeah, well, yeah, you're gonna have to fix your... Oh, it even got cracked up in the corner, too. I don't know why I'm so excited about this. Jesus Christ. This is funny. This is actually getting funnier the more I'm looking at it. Like, what are we watching, like, Minecraft or something? Let's see the 7. We're at a 7 now. Okay, we are definitely shitting in our pants, and we are crying for our mothers. That's what we're doing. And this is like, okay, so they got like Japan recently got like a 7.1 or so, so this is kind of like roughly like what they were feeling. You know, the house I live in, actually, in my living room, there used to be a fireplace, but because of an earthquake, it fell apart like this, so it was patched and there's no fireplace there. It's actually just, like, totally walled over. But that's exactly why I don't have a fireplace. And this happened, like, long before I even moved in here. It's just, they're just like, oh, sorry, there's no fireplace up front. It's like, well, dang. There goes my wood chopping dreams. What is this? Wait. We're at a 7.5. Okay, so I think this might be more close to like what they experienced in some areas. I have never played one single game of Minecraft. I just know what it looks like. Yeah, the ceiling lamps are doing well. Well, granted that the roof doesn't cave in. Oh, the roof's caving in. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I feel like I'm playing with Barbies right now. Like, no, Barbie, no. Ken's like, Barbie, I will protect you. Barbie's like, no, I can help myself. Stay here. I feel like a little kid. Like, I need to get my trolls out of there. You know, like my trolls with, like, the colorful hair and, like, the belly button jewels. Like, no! Get out of there, muffins! Run! That's definitely a pee your pants moment. As Neogenian as I am, I will be praying to Lord and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ when an earthquake happens like that. Bet your ass I'm praying. God, jeez, I would be crying. I would be ugly crying with, like, I would not be one of those, like, calm people. There'd be snot out of my nose. Like, one of my friends would have to, like, bitch slap me just to, like, do something to, like, help ourselves. I'd just be like, Well, the scary thing about this in Japan is, like, imagine, like, experiencing this, like, everything shakes around, fucking destroying, and you're like, shit, like, half dead, and then the water. Like, it's like, this happens, you get, like, you even get, like, you know what's so creepy, too? We're gonna watch some of these videos that people recorded in Japan. If you don't like this kind of stuff, I understand. I never watch, like, this stuff to, like, be like, wow, that's so cool. I think it's interesting what earthquakes can do, but I'm not, like, happy that people are, you know, in a situation where they're scared. But we are gonna watch some of these videos. I just think it's interesting, the way that the earth is and science is and all that shit. But, like, in Japan, they have this notification. You know how we get, like, Amber Alerts on our phones? It's like that, only they have, like, earthquake alarms, and they go off while the earthquake is happening, obviously. But it's, like, it does a little jingle, and it's really haunting. I don't know why. So you hear this haunting jingle, everything's, like, shaking around, and then, like, everything quiets down, and then the tsunami sirens just like, and then some guy over the speaker like, tsunami, tsunami. Everybody screaming at each other, tsunami. I'll tell you what, though, I think Japan really got their shit together more this time than they did the last in 2011. In 2011, you know, when they got, like, tsunami warnings and stuff, you know, they're just like, whatever. It's like people who get tornado warnings in, like, Kansas and shit. They're like, I'm gonna go out and mow my lawn. I don't give a crap. But, like, so, it was such a catastrophe. I think people really listened this time. And I feel bad because I feel like a lot of people sort of have, like, post-traumatic, like, stress disorder. So, like, I feel like they're just being traumatized all over again. But, let's watch some vids. We're not gonna watch all of this. I just think it's interesting. This channel kind of, like, they've... Jesus Christ. See, that definitely looks like the house, the little fake house we were watching. Like, everything's, like, really... Yo, what the fuck? It's Sailor Mars. Do you hear that? Straight up Sailor Mars at her fucking temple. Oh, no, that's sad. No. See, that's sad. Because you know that shit was really, like, sacred and special. Do you hear that? Blah, 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 blah. It's like a weird piano, like, no. That's what their alarm sounds like. It's fucking weird. Well, I mean, it looks like it could be put back together, at least. I know that's not the point because it's like it's like a sacred temple object, but I mean, it looks like you can put it back together. I don't know. There's certain ones that I like to see. I don't like seeing people panic. That's not what I look for. I'm looking like... I just look at the stuff moving, and I'm just, like, baffled by, like... Because you'll see, like, cuts and concrete, and then you'll just see, like, the concrete move back and forth like this. Like, it's like, are you kidding me? The world can do that?
さっきの震度5弱の地震がこっちまで来た。そうだよそうだよ。めっちゃ揺れてるじゃん。こんなに揺れる。
We're in an earthquake.
There's a random English people there.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What's that guy doing out there?
What the hell?
That guy was just shirtless out there in the snow. What the fuck?
Bro.
I forget it's winter there. I forget Japan has winter. I don't know why. I don't think about seasons in other countries for some stupid reason. Jesus. I would never intentionally like show somebody getting hurt. I don't think I don't think people can really put things in compilations today where like it actually shows people being hurt, so it's no time to be shirtless in a porta potty. I know, right? That would be awful. The shit sloshing around beneath you, splashing up on your ass and your balls. God, that would suck. Hopefully it's like rooted into the ground. At least, hopefully it's not one of those, you know, like plastic porta potties that it falls over. I would be traumatized for life. There would be no amount of showers I could take to feel clean. Like, you'd have to skin me. Like, you would just have to skin me. Like, that's it. Have every fucking, like, have poo disease, poo in your nose, poo in your eyes. Sorry, I'm getting so graphic right now. I hope nobody's coming in, like, right now. And here I am just talking about poo everywhere. They might like it, though, so that's a scary thing, too. We don't want to attract anybody who's into that. That earthquake notification, like, creeps me the fuck out. Shit. That's a lot of shaking. That's not... Like, that's like, holy shit. Don't come a-knockin' when the vans are rockin'. This shit makes me nervous because I do live in a place where, like, you could have, like, a gnarly earthquake, but it's like, I don't know. Pretty much live on a fault line myself. Oh, this is in Philippines. I thought this was just a compilation of, like, what happened in Japan, but I think it has got, like, other stuff in there, too. Fucking alarm again. It creeps me out.
Yabba. Yabba. これはやばい。
Going to the major parts of these. Oh, damn. Get away from that, quickly. Get the fuck away from that. Big, giant penis of a stone. This is making me nervous. I don't know. I don't know how much more I can watch of this. I don't know. If an earthquake hit, would you rather be inside a building? I don't know. Would you want to be like outside in the open? I think I would. Like out in a field, just like lay on the grass, spread like a starfish, and just like roll with it. Like, I mean, that would be somewhat reasonable, right? If I had that availability, like run out into a cow field and just like lay it out down there, roll around. Surely there's some sense with that. You'd rather be outside. I think I'd rather be outside. I mean, if you're inside, I think standing under the door frame is like an outdated thing. I think you're really just supposed to like hunch next to a desk or like next to like the triangle. Has anybody heard of the triangle thing? The triangle. Let's see, what is a triangle? Triangle for earthquakes. It's like an actual... Oh. It's called the Triangle Life. It's a misguided idea. Okay, never mind. We don't do the Triangle of Life. The idea doesn't apply to buildings constructed within the United States. Oh, okay. But the Triangle of Life was something like this. Like, if stuff falls down, if you're next to, like, a pretty sturdy object, there's, like, generally a void area. You know what I mean? Like this, like... Do you know what I mean by, like, triangle? So it's, like... Interesting. Oh, but then what do you do? What is the best thing to do? What's the best thing to do? Now I don't know. Best thing to do in an earthquake. Oh, spell, Jan. Thank you. Thank you for spelling correctly. Get under a desk table and hang on to it. Drop cover, hold on, or move into a hallway or against an inside wall. Stay clear of windows, fireplaces, heavy furniture, appliances. Get out of the kitchen. Get out. It just says get out of the kitchen. Just get out. Don't be in the kitchen. There's too many dangerous shit in there, okay? There's knives, there's fucking gas, there's sharp sticks. Like, stay out. Under a sturdy table or desk, okay. I guess if an earthquake really hit me and I was, like, let's say sitting right here, I would just go out into my hallway because I have, like, the tiniest little hallway. It's like a box. And, like, there's my room, and I walk out, and then there's, like, my friend's room, and then there's, like, the bathroom, and then there's a door to the living room. So you could shut all four of those doors and be, like, in this little tiny box of a hallway. And honestly, I think that would probably be the sturdiest place to be. Because it's, like, where there's the most support in the center of the house. Like, that, I mean, but otherwise, maybe just get the fuck outside, you know? But there's tons of trees and shit, so I don't even know if that would be cool. My fear, though, is, like, not necessarily the earthquake part. It's the part where there's the tsunami. And I think that's what this video is going to get to, because it's, like, a two-parter, like, theme thing. It's, like, the first half, it shows, like, earthquakes, and then it's going to show the tsunami part, which that part I'm just, like, mortified about. Like, I can't tell you... I can't tell you how many nightmares I have about like big ocean waves and stuff that like crash on like tsunami waves and things. Does anybody else dream about tsunami waves? I don't know why I do. Not every night, but like it's frequent enough where I'm like, damn, leave me alone. I call it in my dreams, I call it the angry ocean. I don't know why. There's just like an angry ocean inside of me. That sounds so poetic and silly, but it's true. There's an angry ocean inside of me. Yeah, here comes all the ocean at once. You know, if you're out on the beach and you see the water just recede very far back, run. Run very fast. Especially if I was on the beach and there was like a major earthquake, man, I'd be running so fucking fast to high ground. Macronomica says, I used to dream... Hi, by the way. Says, used to dream my hometown was underwater. Huh. I think it was me and Susan talking about, like, how... I was like, oh yeah, like our, like, Wi-Fi, or our, fiber optics, whatever Wi-Fi is like hung like through telephone wires and stuff. And she's like, why, really? It's like not underground. It's like, no, we can't have shit underground because of like earthquakes are common enough. Like we can't ground our power. Everything has to be like up above to where we can actually find it and fix it. The California earthquake tracker says we've had 16 earthquakes in the last 20 hours. Most all under 2.0. Yeah, see, that's normal. I've definitely felt plenty of earthquakes where it's just like, woo. I mean, it stops, but... Skipping along, skipping along. What you doing, dude? Uh-oh, doggies. Those are cute dogs. Probably very confused. Otto. Woof. Jesus. What the fuck? Oh, there's no captions available. Dude sitting on the ground. It's amazing that it shakes so much, like you can't even stand up. Jesus. What the fuck is that music? Fucking creepy as shit. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about that, like, fascinates me. Look at the fucking ground. Dude, it's like got like something's trying to come out of it. Oh, here comes the tsunami. This is the shit that terrifies me. Like, you gotta fucking run. You gotta get on your roof. And even then, even if you're on your roof, I hope to fucking God that your house doesn't float away and then, like, get crushed up in the debris. Not to mention, like, things get crushed up and then shit catches on fire, too. Which is another really big problem. Oh, this is still showing the earthquake. Wow. Okay, so, like, all the buildings are shaking. You can see, like, all the dust. Damn. Where do we get to the tsunami part? Still earthquake. It's amazing how much Japan looks like California sometimes. I mean, it makes sense because it kind of broke off at the same place in the plates, but like... Where is the tsunami part? Oh, I guess it's not. I swear I saw a different compilation. Oh, let's see. There we go. Tsunami! That's scary. They're all yelling for other people to get the fuck out of the way. I'd be screaming too. I'd be screaming at people to get the high ground, like fucking Mizu's coming. Yeah, the ocean water in some cases comes up rivers, and that's what's really weird too. I can't believe it shifted the coast like 800 feet. That is so much. There's a lot of coastline in my area that I live in that like is due to be like sunk underwater. Like pretty much like we're on borrowed time. Like it's due for the coastline to come in quite a bit and pretty much destroy a bunch of parking lots, I guess, and like the whole wharf, but we are on borrowed time. The planet's changing. It's things like this that make me think about like humanity like coming together and just like unifying and just getting to a place where like, because the thing is even if we're all in unification, I feel like as a human race, we're still going to have a ton of challenges. And this is just my personal opinion. This is not like any like official Neogenian thing. I feel like at some point humanity will be less involved in personal challenges. Personal challenges and individual challenges will certainly be there, obviously. But I think there'll be more of like collective challenges, like when disasters happen, like if we could just get our shit together and funding together and help people on a snap, you know what I mean? Like, disaster funding and disaster help is just so... It could be so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really could come together as a world so much better and help people. But no, we gotta have wars and all this bullshit. Because we'll still have these challenges. We'll still have big tornadoes. We'll have hurricanes. We'll have earthquakes. We'll have tsunamis and fucking volcanoes. Like all this shit. Like those are all challenges. I think a lot more globally oriented challenges is what we'll be facing. Ooh, that's creepy. I don't know how useful it would be to be in a boat. Because, I mean, now you're in a boat and you're floating, but you don't really have much control over the boat. I mean, it's going to, like, throw you around and crash you into shit. You realize how fast this shit happens? It's, like, in a snap. Like, you got no time. Wow. Those ducks are like, fuck. Get the fuck out of there, duck. Get the fuck, move, duck. Move, duck. Move, duck. Move! Move, ducky, thank you. Oh, God, thank you. Oh, I was about to have a heart attack there. If I see a duck die on YouTube, I'm gonna cry inside. Because ducks are adorable. Oh shit, look at that water. Oh shit, that almost fucking washed. That car was going by at the most perfect time. Oh my God. Alright, enough of that. Stressing me out. Hey, Mark! Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's so nice. We are just wrapping up talking about Japanese earthquake that happened on January 1st. A really tragic situation. But you know what? I'm glad they got their shit together. And it wasn't as bad as like the 2011 one. I think they're really unifying and collecting together. And hopefully, as I said, you know, we'll get to a place as a human race where we're a lot more unified, and when we have natural disasters like this, we'll be able to come together and help people quicker. Because I think things could be a lot more improved. I don't think our disaster relief is something that is as focused on as, let's say, war. Funding that is a lot more interesting. Okay. We are on our last topic of the day. Something that I just kind of threw on because I'm like, this is just interesting. This is like a bit of entertainment drama. If you are familiar, there is the artist and rapper Lil Nas X. He released that one song, I think it was called Call Me By Your Name or something. And it was a really good song. But the thing about, no, not a movie. Is that what what's it called? Oh, Montero, right. I mean, it is in parentheses, Call Me By Your Name. But Lil Nas always likes to take sort of like biblical themes and Christian themes and make it into his own. He's already done that sort of thing and then just kind of disappeared for a while, but I guess is like making a comeback now. I have to mute this because I actually can't show the music. Or, yeah, I can't let the music play, unfortunately. But this was like the last music video that he did. Really good quality, by the way. Like, just the way that he's able to take you into a fantasy land. Singing by the tree, getting fucked by a snake. Okay, that's great. Has like these devilish scenes. I think he was like lap dancing on the devil at some point. Really cool stuff. So anyways, Lil Nas X put out a new song called J Christ. And I watched the music video. I didn't really listen to the words, but I watched the music video and I'm like, wow, he's, you know, kind of depicting himself as Jesus Christ in like his own way. So I'm like, this is interesting. There's some interesting archetypal play going on here. Let's take a look. So I'm like, so what did the lyrics actually say? And so I looked them up and I'm like, well, these are rap lyrics. And I guess I just don't quite understand it because I don't write rap. And I'm not saying that as in rap sucks. I actually like some rap. Lately I've been starting to like rap more than not. But let's see. Hey, look, but look, we all going all the way up. We going past what we'd been like, taking the ship back to the west side. Fine cash shit, yeah, it's so funny me reading this out. It sounds so funny me reading this out. Let's see. Verse 1, bust down a chain that was 30 bands, bust down wrists, match my bust down 30-inch, walk up to the club popping shit like it was double mint. Looking for 10, what we only settle when it's settlements. Last year was a quiet year. Now I'm on Mariah, yeah. I'm finna take it higher, yeah, okay. So anyways, let's see. Pre-chorus, you know what I'm on a break. You know when I'm back, it's all for take. You know that I'm ready for everything. You know when I play, it's all for keeps. Let's see. Is he up to something? Only I know. Is he about to hit him with a high note? He's about to give him something viral. He's about to give him something a high note. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. And at the end, I'm in my prime. Bitch, I'm back like J Christ. Let's see. Which way that we going? This way. It took me to the telly, told him to Disney. I can't, just reading this is funny. Back up, grab a stay, bitch, I'm back like J Christ. So, a bit, pretty much, like, what I can gather is the song about him having, you know, kind of been doing his own thing on the down low for a while, and now he's back, he's making music, and he's up, and he's risen like Jesus Christ. Like, that's pretty much like the kind of flavor of it. And so I honestly like it. Like, I don't like, Lil Nas X did something where he was trying to troll in his fans, saying he was going to release gospel music and that he applied to like some religious university to like do choir and things like that, and that turned out to be like just trolling, which I think is really funny. But you know, to me it's like he's just kind of taking the idea of Christ and identifying with it and making it in for himself, which kind of goes along with a lot of stuff. If any of you attend Morg's live streams, we talk a lot about, you know, Christ consciousness, things like that, different archetypal interpretations of Christ. So this, I feel like, definitely sort of like falls in line with that. But let's see. Where's the video? So after the live stream, I think you all should go like check out I wish I could actually play the whole thing like with the music and everything, but unfortunately YouTube doesn't like that. I love the beginning because it's, you sure about that?
I feel like that's not something that the Christians are super hot on. And in fact, the New Testament is not super hot on. Certainly the Old Testament, super not hot on that.
Not cool. Not cool!
So clearly his new Jesus-driven era has changed Lil Nas X in extraordinary ways. Now he worships Jesus, by which he means he worships himself, pretending to be Jesus. Our culture, like, honestly, I think that we've run out of shock.
Yeah, he's taking on the archetype of Christ and identifying it and making it as himself. Like he's alchemizing here. He's what's the word? I'm at a loss for words right now, mainly because like Ben does that to my brain, but like he's doing actualization. He's utilizing archetypes to improve himself, and just because Ben doesn't think it's change, it could be an incredibly huge change for Lil Nas X. So I mean, that's kind of the point, especially in a Neogenian light. Like, we want that type of stuff where when you go creatively and identify with an archetype, but it doesn't have to be Jesus. It could be fucking anything. And you don't have to do that. That's not like a requirement, like identify with an archetype and then you've like, but there's something to be learned about yourself when you find an archetype that really sings to you and really speaks to you, and you just give into it and you explore it and you see where it takes you. I think that's a lot of like the beautiful mystery and journey of being a Neogenian. We're not listening to Ben anymore. I think I've had enough of Ben. So anyways, that is it for the day. That is it for the week. Ooh, I need to change my background. It is not Christmas anymore. Not Christmas anymore. We are wrapping up tonight, folks. Thank you so much for coming. We've had a bunch of weird topics today, just kind of like a weird medley, but you know, it turned out pretty well, I think. I think we had a very rich and exciting episode today. And it's good to be back. Hey, Laura. Yeah, sorry, we've been going for a while. We've been going for, let's see, 2.5 hours now. 2.5 hours. I think that's a good stream. It's sure good to see you, though. All right, everybody. Have a good weekend. Join me tomorrow on the Neogenian Oculus. I'm going to be going live with Susan. So join us there. Susan, if you're here, you want to drop a link. And then Mark, of course, please drop a link to your channel. I'm really itching for some new ASMR content, Mark. Really itching. Thank you so much to our beautiful moderators, Susan, Mark, Elise, and Cassie. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you all who became members. Thank you all who super chatted. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who likes the live stream, because that really helps. It really helps if you are watching the replay, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about these issues. So, all right, that's it, my friends. Have a good weekend. We will see you soon. All right? Okay. All right, take care. No live tomorrow? Oh, is it next Saturday? I thought it was tomorrow. Are we doing it next Saturday? Oh, Philip has no connection? Okay. Okay, so no, we are not having a live tomorrow. We're doing it next Saturday. Next Saturday! But still check out the Neogenian Oculus, of course, because, you know, they're beautiful and we love them. All right, people. Beautiful people. Have a good weekend. Have a good night. And we will see you soon. All right? Bye. Bye. Mwah.